Censorship is also a major issue in China, epitomised among other things by the fact that the country has not one but two film industries, one approved by the central government and one that is not. Unlike the officially sanctioned films, China's uncensored independent films are not allowed to be shown in cinemas or on television. Instead, they're screened illegally in cafes, universities and bookshops, despite the risks the filmmakers face. Kesha West reports.
首先我在拍摄这部影片之前，我真的不知道垃圾场在哪里，我甚至不知道我自己产生的垃圾去了哪里。
4 years ago, photographer Wang Jioliang started documenting Beijing's garbage dumps. What he found shocked him. Hundreds of huge landfills built right beside villages.
这里只是我所拍摄的北京周边众多的垃圾场之一。从2008年10月开始，一直到现在，在这将近2年的时间里，我走遍了北京周边的4、500座垃圾场。我把这些垃圾场的具体位置用黄色的点在地图上一一做出标记。最后，从这些点的分布上来看，很明显，北京已然是一座被垃圾包围的城市。我相信我的这种经历跟大多数的几乎全部的北京人是一样的。北京那么多的人，但是并没有多少人知道他垃圾去了哪里。
Wang Jioliang turned his experience into a film, hoping to raise awareness of the shocking waste problem facing Beijing and other cities all over China as the country and its economy races forward. He's just one of a growing community of independent Chinese filmmakers trying to make a difference. Like Ning. In the lead up to the Beijing Olympics in 2008, Ning, a renowned visual artist, was commissioned by a German cultural foundation to do a research project in Beijing. That project turned into a film, Monsieur Street, documenting one of the many villages in the Chinese capital that were razed to the ground and their residents relocated to make way for the Olympics.
My documentary is quite different because we gave the camera to the people, to the ordinary people, to ask them to document their activity and their protests by themselves.
It's not the kind of film the Chinese authorities want made or seen, but Ning says that luckily they were filming in a busy tourist area, so they were able to work under the radar.
Every day there's many people with camera on the streets, so the government, the street office could not recognize who is the tourist, who is the documentary team. So it was quite easy for us to interview people, to follow Mr. Zhang Jingli.
But getting the finished film shown in China wouldn't be as easy.
The film is really about their fight for just recompense, which is a struggle that has taken place in many parts of China with the modernisation of the cities.
Film writer Dan Edwards has included Ning and Wang Jioliang's films in a retrospective of independent Chinese documentaries for the Melbourne International Film Festival.
All the films in the program are independent Chinese documentaries. So what that means in a Chinese context is that they're essentially made outside the officially sanctioned channels of production, which also means they're made outside the censorship regime.
The result of that is in China they can't be shown in official cinemas or on television. Monsieur Street was no different. Ning was forced to hold its premiere outside of China at MoMA in New York. It was only when Beijing's demolition started to get international media exposure that Ning decided it was safe enough to finally show his documentary at home. But that didn't stop the authorities from trying to shut down the film.
when we screened the film in a cinema in Beijing, they came trying to stop the screening, but they came late. The screening already finished.
Unlike Ning, Wang Jioliang had a rare and lucky break with his film. Despite its less than favourable topic, the documentary was remarkably given the green light by China's Premier Wen Jiabao himself after he saw the filmmaker's photographs.
所以我是一个特例。包括一直到现在，已经超过200多家中外媒体的非常有影响力的媒体的参与报道。
But these sorts of lucky breaks are few and far between for independent filmmakers in China, especially those with negative stories to tell. Wang Jioliang's film was not only able to raise public awareness, but also prompted the central government to initiate a series of policies on waste disposal to tackle Beijing's mounting rubbish problem.
北京市政府很快地出台一个政策，计划在未来的5到7年内投资100亿人民币，对北京周边的近1000座垃圾场进行治理。
Ning is hoping his film will go one step further and create an alternate version of history for future generations.
In China, when we want to learn about the history, we always only get one version of the history, the narrative by the party, by the Communist Party. So we invite the ordinary people to make documentary by themselves and then can create a new version of history.